Hanuman. Point 8. Silencing the kidnapper. A pigeon silently flew around the city of Lanka today. Not that pigeons didn't fly on other days, but this one seemed a very sneaky pigeon. It had come with a purpose to Lanka. It was quietly observing everything. Its target observation zone was the palace of Ravana. It managed to maneuver its way into the innermost section of the private discussion chamber of Ravana. What it saw shocked it beyond belief. There was no time to waste now. There was nothing further to observe now. The pigeon flew 100 yojana across the ocean and landed at the feet of Lord Rama. Panting and huffing. Poof. The pigeon changed its form and in its place stood Vibhishana. His face clearly showed a sense of urgency. All the leaders had gathered, realizing the gravity of the situation. "O Rama, there is grave danger to your life. Ravana has planned something that I was always apprehensive about. This, probably, will be our greatest test. Much more complicated than anything we can fathom. We have to combine all our wits and be really united." All those present were trying to comprehend what his warnings really meant. Lord Rama appeared very casual about the whole thing. He said in a very relaxed manner, "I have full confidence in your wisdom, Jambavan's experience and Hanuman's abilities. I am happy to cooperate with anything you feel should be done." And Lord Rama walked away along with Lakshmana. The entire monkey army got into action. It did initially seem to be a chaotic affair, but once everyone had settled down in their designated positions, it was clearly a brilliant strategy. The monkey army had been arranged in the form of a fort wall, with the center kept vacant and clear. That way, every person in the army was stationed as one part of the wall and all eyes were fixed at the center where Sugriva and Angad remained on guard. Once this was done, the execution of the second and more complex part of the plan began. Hanuman and Vibhishana were the only people stationed outside the wall. Hanuman began to expand his tail. His tail began coiling around the army wall. After one complete circle, the tail extended even further and began to make another layer on top of the previous layer. In this way, layer after layer was created. Soon, the entire army was housed within the tail wall of Hanuman. A two-layered fort was created. Only a small opening was left to enable entry and exit into and out of the improvised fort. Hanuman personally guarded this entry. When Lord Rama and Lakshmana returned from their stroll, they were mighty surprised with the intelligence of the army and also with their intense dedication to serve them at the cost of great personal inconvenience. Vibhishana guided them into the fort wall. As soon as Lord Rama and Lakshmana entered, the entire inner wall of monkeys bowed down in respect. Vibhishana explained that this system ensured protection from the sides, but the skies were still unguarded. He requested Lord Rama to invoke the Sudarshan Chakra to provide protection from the skies. With one gaze of Lord Rama, the Sudarshan Chakra of Lord Vishnu came gliding in. The effulgent disc began making its rounds, guarding the fort from the skyway. With the most obvious directions being covered, Vibhishana explained to Lord Rama that all this was just to make sure that Lord Rama and Lakshmana got good sleep that night. Lord Rama and Lakshmana laughed. This seemed to be the most complicated way to get good sleep. Their humor lightened the tense situation. Vibhishana had strategically placed Sugriva and Angad right at the center of the fort wall, so that even if someone managed to sabotage every protective layer to reach Lord Rama, still, they would have two formidable superpowers to fight. Sugriva and Angad sat on the floor. Lord Rama and Lakshmana slept on the ground, resting their heads on the laps of the two monkey leaders. Meanwhile, a dark shadow loomed around, well hidden from the views of thousands of watchful eyes. It was the most important part of Ravana's plan. In fact, it was Ravana's last plan. This was the king of illusion, Mahiravana, in action. He was Ravana's friend from Padalaloka, the subterranean world. Vibhishana had by mistake stumbled upon the confidential meeting between Mahiravana with Ravana in Lanka. Every demon in the world knew of the illusory powers of Mahiravana. He had, in fact, captured Mayadevi, the illusory energy herself, and imprisoned her. As soon as he saw the fort made out of the tail of Hanuman and the Sudarshan chakra blazing on top, he knew that Vibhishana was at work here. But for him, Vibhishana had always been a child, and a child shows little foresight. Fort or no fort, Lord Rama and Lakshmana would disappear in no time. Thinking thus, Mahiravana began to move towards the fort. As he walked, his form changed to that of King Dasharatha, the father of Lord Rama. He had noticed that Hanuman was stationed at the entry post, vigilantly guarding the access, while Vibhishana patrolled around. The morphed King Dasharatha made his entry as soon as Vibhishana had passed by Hanuman and turned around the corner. "O monkey, I am King Dasharatha. I am here to meet my sons, Rama and Lakshmana. It's been so many years now. I was unable to wait for their return to Ayodhya. I heard they are inside this tail fort. Would you be kind enough to permit me entry to be with my sons?" These words of King Dasharatha struck a chord with Hanuman. Vibhishana's words began echoing. He is a master of illusion. Not wanting to take any risk, and at the same time not willing to be disrespectful to King Dasharatha, Hanuman chose a safe approach. "Let Vibhishana come. He is in charge of this fort. Once he permits, I will escort you in." Hearing these words, King Dasharatha excused himself, saying that he would come back in a few minutes till Vibhishana returns. When Vibhishana came around, Hanuman narrated the visit of King Dasharatha. Vibhishana immediately became alert and said, "Even if your father comes, don't let him in unless I sanction it." With this stern warning, he walked away, patrolling all directions. As soon as Vibhishana left, Bharata, the brother of Lord Rama, came. He made the same plea to visit Lord Rama. Hanuman humbly repeated the request to wait till Vibhishana returns. Bharata left in a hurry. When Vibhishana returned and was informed of the arrival of Bharata, he repeated the same instruction. "Even if your father comes, don't let him in unless I sanction it." After a while, Kaushalya, the mother of Lord Rama, came and went. Then Maharaj Janaka, the father of Sita, came. When Hanuman wouldn't permit him to enter the fort, he began an argument with Hanuman. Just then, a loud roar was heard and suddenly, Janaka sheepishly scurried away. Vibhishana emerged from the other end of the fort, smiling at his accomplishment. Again, he warned Hanuman, "Even if your father comes, don't let him in unless I sanction it." Vibhishana left again for another patrolling session. After this experience, Hanuman decided that now whoever would come, he would lock them till Vibhishana returned. If this was indeed Mahiravana in disguise, it would be better to capture him at the earliest. Just then Vibhishana returned again. Hanuman was puzzled. How did he manage to return so quickly? He had hardly turned the corner. Seeing the puzzled expression on Hanuman's face, Vibhishana said, "O Hanuman, I have realized that this night is going to be more complicated than I had estimated. Lord Rama and Lakshmana will need more protection than what our watchful eyes can provide. I have a special holy thread that I want to tie around their arms to protect them from any evil. You had better be alert while I tie this on the brothers in return. Mahiravana is in full action now." Saying this and giving a pat on Hanuman's back, Vibhishana entered the fort with a sly smile, leaving Hanuman confused. Hanuman still couldn't decode anything. Everything seemed illusory today. Stepping into the fort, Vibhishana walked to the center where the princes were resting. He opened his palms and placed them horizontally in front of his face and blew out air from his mouth while spinning in all directions. The fine pink dust shot out at great speed. Before they could even react, every monkey standing there fell unconscious. Sugriva and Angad didn't even have the time to rise up from their sitting positions before the dust hit their nostrils. The clamor of the monkey army falling with their weapons was clearly audible outside the fort. Hanuman panicked. He wanted to rush in, but he couldn't abandon his post. Just then, Vibhishana returned from his patrolling. What was happening here? He had just entered. If this was Vibhishana, then who had entered? If the one who had entered was Vibhishana, then who was this? Who was who? Hanuman caught Vibhishana by his shoulders and began to shake him violently. If you are here, then who went in to tie the holy thread on Lord Rama's arms? Who are you? Was all this your plan to capture Lord Rama and make Ravana victorious? You have acted as a well-wisher. You are after all a demon. Why have you done this? Instantly, Vibhishana became concerned about the welfare of Lord Rama, but Hanuman held him down tightly. He couldn't even move an inch. He tried to muster all his convincing powers. Hanuman, try to understand, I am the real Vibhishana. The one who went in was Mahiravana. Lord Rama is in trouble. If I have deceived Lord Rama in any way, let me be held guilty of the sin of killing a Brahmin or a cow. Hanuman wasn't impressed with Vibhishana's declaration. Why would a demon be bothered about the death of a Brahmin or a cow? Realizing that Hanuman wasn't buying his innocence, he spoke further, trying to clarify. Hanuman, think clearly. How can I be a spy of Ravana? How many officers of Ravana have I helped you kill? How many plans of Ravana have I helped you thwart? I even allowed my own son to die in the battle. What more do you need as proof of my sincerity? This is not the time to doubt, but serve Lord Rama in cooperation. Lord Rama needs us now. Finding merit in Vibhishana's words, Hanuman loosened his grip and remorse filled his heart. He had committed a major blunder. Not only had he allowed the wrong person to enter, but he had doubted the right person. Grasping the seriousness of the situation, Vibhishana entered the fort and Hanuman followed shortly after, recoiling his tail, and thus, dismantling the fort. The scene that greeted them was agonizing. Every monkey was lying unconscious. Right at the center, Sugriva and Angad lay asleep, legs crossed, indicating they hadn't even got a chance to stand up. What was most painful was that Lord Rama and Lakshmana were missing. In the place where they had been resting, there was an endless tunnel. Vibhishana broke down and began wailing loudly, claiming that all hope was lost. Though sad and dejected, Hanuman helped all the monkey soldiers become conscious by sprinkling water on their faces. Soon, all the monkeys were crying at the loss of their very life. None of them could think clearly. Jambavan spoke up, let us send Hanuman in search of Lord Rama. There is no realm that is inaccessible to him. Every monkey agreed that only Hanuman is the friend of the distressed. After receiving the blessings of everyone present, Hanuman dived headlong into the tunnel. For the initial few yojana, it was a free fall, but beyond that a force began to suck him in. The speed of travel escalated beyond comprehension. It was too fast even for the son of Vayu. Suddenly, he was thrown off the grid and he landed on the ground. The force was such that he rolled for a while before he could regain balance. As soon as Hanuman realized what was about to happen to him, he took the shape of a regular monkey to withstand the fall and balance faster. Looking around, he found himself in the magical city of Padalaloka. Stealthily, he climbed a tree to survey the foreign land. As soon as he climbed, a branch snapped and fell with a thud, attracting attention. Suddenly, all eyes were on the little monkey. One man said, "This is the first time I am seeing a monkey in Padalaloka. I wonder where he came from." An old lady, who had been observing from a distance, walked up to the tree and dramatically expressed, "Our king is dead, this city is finished." Hearing this, a crowd gathered around her. She was pointing out to the monkey and beating her chest. Since a group gathered around her to hear what she had to say, she continued with her melodrama. "Our king has a secret that he has been hiding from us. He is under a curse. The curse said that the day human beings and monkeys enter this city, the king will be dead and the city shall be doomed. Just this morning, I heard that the king had received 2 handsome men and now this monkey has entered the city. I say wind up your business and leave the city immediately. Save yourself and let the king save himself." The monkey beamed with joy. The 2 handsome men had to be Lord Rama and Lakshmana. As confusion prevailed amongst the onlookers, he slipped out of view. He leapt from tree to tree and reached a beautiful lake. There, he found many women who had come to fetch water. A group was animatedly gossiping. He began to eavesdrop on their conversation. What's going on in the palace today? Why do we hear music emanating from the inner sections of the palace? I have never seen so many Brahmins go in gleefully as if they were being amply rewarded. Could you please share the inside news? One inquisitive girl was asking an elderly lady who was working in the inner chambers of the palace. Shish, this is highly confidential. Don't dare tell anyone. There is going to be a special sacrifice in the evening to goddess Mahamaya. A human sacrifice. The king has kidnapped two extremely handsome human. Will be continued. Hanuman 9.